Hey, what's going on, everybody? Got the old Mongo Man here in the house tonight. Too cold to go outside. Well, we just didn't feel like going outside tonight. KJ and I are having a discussion, and we wanted to share this with you guys about what he should do with Andy. Andy, of course, is a 1984 Ford F150 that we rode down to Virginia to get. And, well, the time has come to decide that truck's fate. And as you can see here behind us, we've wrote some stuff up on the wall so that we can share with you what KJ is thinking about this. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is selling the truck as is. As you can see there on the board, KJ, talk to us a little bit.
Purchase price was $600.
We're selling it as it is. That's $2,500 for it. Which leaves us with $600. This is where we come up with the $1,900 profit.
So selling it as is gets us $1,900 profit and is probably the less labor intensive way to go about doing it, I believe.
Yes.
Next up is going to be build it and sell it. And when we say build it to sell it, what do we mean, KJ?
Lift kit, wheels, tires, four-wheel drive conversion, go through the engine, find it. We gotta find a different transport.
Hopefully that's in the parts truck.
Hopefully that's in a parts truck. The frame, paint the body, undercoat everything.
Essentially, it's going to be a rehash of the current truck that's in the shop, and that's Larry, which essentially is the exact same deal. So we're talking paint product alone is going to be $2,500. The engine parts is $1,000. 4x4 conversion will be somewhere around. It looks as though the lift kit's going to be $800. The parts truck will be $800, and the kit to rebuild that front end is going to be $400. The fuel system would be $400. Tires and wheels $1,800. Interior $700. A decent radio and speakers $500. Brakes all the way around $1,000. Exterior lighting $300. Grill $1,000. Frame $500. Tint.
Grill 100.
Yeah, grill is $100. Thanks. Frame, of course, is $500 for paint, and the brackets required to do it. Tint in the front windshield is going to be $500. Title work $400, and miscellaneous $1,000. So, as you can see there, we're going to ask probably $16,500. Hope to get $15,000, which would net us a total of $1,700 in profit because the purchase price of the truck was $600. The build it like Larry and sell it ends up netting us $1,700 in profit. Now, what we don't and haven't taken into account here is the labor involved. KJ and I figured that job is going to take 372 hours, and an internal labor rate of $25 an hour, which is way too cheap, is $9,300 in labor. So that
$10,000 in labor.
$1,700 is not going to cover the labor. But that's where you guys come in, and we hope that eventually YouTube will take up and be able to fund our labor because of the content production. Next up is going to be parted out. So this is going to break a lot of people's hearts because that truck is in such good shape. So what we have here on this part out ends up being $300 for the cab, $300 for the doors, $100 for the visor, $1,000 for the bed. The fenders end up at $300. The hood is at $100. The core support is at $60, $2,160 for the whole deal. Engine is at $400. The transmission's at $200. Bumpers at $300, and scrap at the end. What we have left will end up being $200, totaling $3,260, and at $600 with the beginning obvious purchase price of the truck, we end up with $2,660 in profit, as you can see on the board there.
Without
Now,
labor.
go ahead.
Without labor.
No labor involved. KJ and I discussed the labor on this one, and we came up with about 8 hours at $25 an hour, $200, which would essentially take up your scrap price at the end. So,
And you're probably around $2,500 profit for parting it out.
$2,500 roughly, 26. These are all rough numbers, of course. You know, best guesses, this, that, from doing this stuff, which is going to be really close to the sell as is, as KJ pointed out, but there's going to be some labor involved, cataloging the parts, dealing with people on Marketplace, that sort of thing. But KJ's really good at that stuff. So fix it and sell it works out like this. Wheels and tires, $1,200. Fuel system, $400. Title work, again, $400. Interior, $200. The radio, we're going to leave that factory on the build it, or fix it and sell it. The window fuzzies and windshield would end up being $300. Tune-up and engine work end up being around $500. Pappy's patina to make it look good, $200. Brakes, rear brakes, it definitely needs some rear brakes, as we saw in the original video, $200. And miscellaneous there at the end, $400. Bought the truck for $400 or $600. So we're going to have $4,400 in it. We're going to sell it at $6,000, which leaves us $1,600 in profit. Again, that doesn't take into account labor. Labor on this one we didn't figure out, but KJ, what do you think the labor on that truck would be to fix it, what it needs, and sell it? We're at 372 hours, so 2 weeks, 2 guys, 3 hours a night. You're roughly somewhere in the neighborhood of about 80 hours.
Yep.
80 hours at $25 an hour. So it's going to be $2,000 in labor, again, which we're not accounting for here because that's where we're hoping the YouTube thing comes in, to where you guys help us out on the YouTube side. So, KJ, what's your plans with Andy? What should we do with Andy? A Mongo's Garage exclusive for 2025.
First, I'm going to list it as just to sell as is. But I'm also, in that same listing, it's going to be a part out. If somebody wants to buy it as is, they can. If not, it's going to start getting parted out.
So in the part out,
there's just no money here to build it.
There's no money here. Yeah, there's no money in profit.
There's no money really in profit to build that thing.
If we were going to build this truck to drive it for a little while, maybe get some enjoyment out of it, get some street cred, if you will, like we're going to get out of Larry, maybe then, because there's some worth in it for us. But in this situation, because this truck is what it is.
It's been sitting for 16 years at least now. 14 years? I think it's 14 years.
14 years the truck's been sitting.
Since 08.
And we haven't been able to drive the truck other than up and down the highway here just real quick to see exactly what type of shape it's in. You guys got to definitely check that video out. But yeah, it just doesn't make sense to build this truck and sell it. At this point, I am with KJ in thinking that it should just be a part out. What do you guys think? Should we part this beautiful old truck out, or should we do something else with it? Or should one of you guys come and get it off of us? That's the thing here.
Now what changes this, it's like, what is that? Larry outside. If it was running and driving and everything was all right, then you probably would be able to build it. But you wouldn't do the giant lift kit. Just throw a 4-wheel drive axle underneath it. There are different trans in it. And you probably still have $4 grand wrapped up in it there. Which say you gotta sell, because yeah, it might need painted, but it's in pretty decent condition as it is. Like,
plus, if you're going to end up painting this truck, are you going to do the same job that we would do on Larry, or that we're doing on Larry right now? Are you going to be, because when Larry's done, you're not going to want to take that truck in the woods. You're not going to want to beat that truck up because it's going to look nice. It's going to be flat as a laser, and it's just, you're not going to want to do that to it. Right. So that's totally up to.
Pretty much just like Aggie was, which was the first one.
Aggie was the first one. All right, so this is the business model, guys. This is what KJ does. This is what how we try to figure these things out, and there is some thought process behind it.
This is what runs through my brain at work every day.
Sell it as is for $1,900 profit. Build it, then sell it, $1,700 profit. But that build it and sell it, that's a 2-month ordeal. By the time you collect all the parts and you get everything together and KJ and I jump on it, it's going to take actually close to 3 months by the time you're done collecting all the parts, huh? Yeah, I bet you. So that's a big long ordeal. Part it out. You're talking maybe a weekend, and then probably partying out for about a month after that before you got enough stuff to pay for everything. And then fix what it needs and sell it. That would be nice to do again, but it just at $1,600, is it worth the work? All right, so that's it, guys. Thanks for joining us here tonight. What do you think we should do? Should we sell it as is? Should we, I don't know what he's drawing back there. I can't read it backwards, and it's green. Subscribe, maybe?
Part it out.
Part it out. That's what KJ's going to do. That's the plan. Andy is going to get parted out, guys. Which kind of is, if you go back and you watch the video whenever we picked this truck up, that's kind of what I wanted him to do with it all along. It's unfortunate it's been beat up, but we're going to try and save this, and this is going to go on Pam for sure.
You're already parting it out.
Yeah. It's already parted out, bro. So KJ is always scheming, and he already has plans and ideas of doing a axle swap on Henry, which is the 2001 Super Duty.
Coil spring suspension, goodbye leaves.
He wants to put coils under it and get rid of the leaves and get the axles out where they belong. Gives you a little better turning radius, and now you can put different wheels on it.
And it rides decent.
And it rides a little better. So, but that will be more content for you guys in the future. As of right now, look for the part out video for Andy.
We'll see what it does first. Sell it as it is or part it out.
That's the plan. All right, guys. Thanks a lot, and we will be seeing you all very soon. We love you guys. God bless. Talk to you soon. Mongo's out. KJ?
Goodbye.